Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the Magical Mystery Tour. Today, you pervy people, we are going to see how I clean my brushes. I've already done them. I'm all hot and sweaty, but they're clean. So, if you want to see how to do that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads. And if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's go see. It's simple, but look at my hands. They're all wrinkly from the amount of time that it took. So let's go check it out. Okay, so as I mentioned, as you wanted to know how I clean my brushes, we have all of these will just go into a lingerie bag and be thrown in the wash, to be quite honest, so we don't need to worry about them. But what do we need to get ourselves? Look at this, people. I am not doing all of these today, but I do need to do a few. So we have a few things we need to get, and one is these. You can get these off eBay, Amazon, get them with your brushes. These slip covers that come on your brushes, don't ever throw them out, because that is what's going to keep your brushes in great condition. Secondly, this is just from Kmart. You can get a heap of different versions of them. I've got a larger one. Little bowl. Why do we need that? Because vegetable oil. Why? You will see after. Just fill up a little bowl with some vegetable oil. As you can see, it was just home brand and good old Sard Wonder soap. So just going to run a little bit. It's just warm water, and quite literally, hold on, I'm going to bring this over here a bit so you can see after. So just wet it. I like to take this out of here, sit on here, because we're going between them. So normal standard brushes. This slips over your fingers quite well. You can be rough, you don't have to be gentle with them. And that one, simple. Squeeze it out. Rub it on here to dry off a little bit. And we're just going to go through. This is going to get revolting. Dip it in the water a little bit if you need to. Try to keep all of this out of the water, like from soaking in the water, and just dip your brush in. Doesn't matter so much here because it's facing down. But we don't want to leave this soaking in water, because if the water goes up, we don't store it like this. If the water goes up into the frill, which is your brush handle, it will melt the glue and your brush will start to fall apart. Okay, going into something to soak that a little bit. Work it up. Work it into the brush again. Like you can see, I'm not being gentle with it at all. This is tinted on the end. Just make sure you rinse that soap out. Now, using a foundation brush now, so I'm soaking this in this water a bit. Here. This is where you want your oil. Foundation brushes, concealer brushes. For me, the brush that I use my primer on, anything with a cream product like that, that really is hard to get out. This will break down your foundation products and liquid products and the like. to start with. You can see what it does. It looks pretty revolting. And look at that. Like that's come out. And most of that is coming out. I'm going to just push, that looks gross, but I'm just pushing around the edge there to work it out. Again, squeeze that out. And lukewarm water. You may need to do this more than once. And because we have put oil onto this now, we want to rinse some of that off. So now we're working it into the sard. And we're really going to work this in now. As you can see, it's looking disgusting. Now for those people that talk to me about the St. Jack brush cleaner, you can use that, but it's not going to replace cleaning your brushes permanently. I have brush cleaners in there that you can use in the interim, but you still need to effectively wash them out at some stage. You're never going to, if you really want to look after your brushes long term, just using a brush cleaner to spray them and wipe off is not going to give it a proper clean in the long run. You can see if we split this, we've still got some product in here. So I'm dipping my fingers. I'm going to work in there. Brush cleaners are great to clean off in between, but you're still going to have a build-up of all that chemical, so you want to wash them out still. I would never rely on them. I wouldn't do that to my brushes. Back in for a second clean on this. And here, you can see I'm pushing it onto the edge just to really work in. And in this instance, on the palm of my hand. And again, I'm not being gentle with it. Let's wash this out. And clean off. That's once we've squeezed the water out, this is just to get the excess water off to help with drying. This is my bronzer. I've used this for it's not my bronzer, it's my bronzer brush. I use this for firmer cream bronzers. You'll learn if you need to use this. I don't tend to with these products. It is more for the liquid foundation, concealer and primers. I have got the plug in, so I'm not wasting a heap of water too. But quite frankly, with all the rain we've had here in Tassie, we're not going to run out of water anytime soon. Don't know if you can see, let me just over here, I've got this folded so that they are at an angle, so that they are pointing down. So again, that's to protect the glue inside. Now this is what I've been using to put on my eye primer, so this really needs to be worked. So again, into that oil. And then into the soap. And she's all out. Make sure you keep your water either coolish or tepid. You don't want it super hot. Now I also get asked how often I wash my brushes, or how often you should. Look, it's really up to you. A lot of people don't wash them anywhere near enough. I probably get away with once a month, 5 to 6 weeks, depending on how many I want to put in here. Because I mean, look, let's be honest, I'm sure most of you don't have that amount of brushes, nor should you. But a lot of these brushes are quite old, and I have managed to look after them by doing this the way that I do. So if I only had a small set of brushes, I would wash them personally once a week, once a fortnight. I wouldn't go past once a fortnight if I was using the same. That's even with using a brush spray, cleaning brush spray in between. If you have one set, it's not going to take you the hours it can take me. It won't take you too long, but it will build up. Like I said, I've got a lot, and I do use brush sprays, but I won't use them too often because I don't want that chemical on my face. I need to do this again because I can see, I don't know if you can see looking at this, how the water's holding to it. The oil hasn't washed out of this properly. So I'm really working this in here because you can have residue left behind, and it will affect how the brush dries. So I'm flattening this out. And let's clean that now. That is better. That's definitely better. With a lot of people say that they don't wash their beauty blenders anywhere near as often as they should. Again, probably once a month is when I chuck that bag, when I'll chuck this in the wash, but I'll have gone through multiple ones. It's only been a few weeks since I've done these. The thing is, what I do with these in between, is this. In between every day. If I'm wetting this to use, I'm not using it like that. I am not putting that on my face. What I'm doing is working this in. You can see that's broken that down straight away. Now this is easy for me because I have my makeup room, so I come out to the sink with dishwashing liquid. If you do your makeup in the bathroom, even if it's a shampoo, even if it's a foaming cleanser, or even if you keep a little bottle of dish liquid, that's good to go now. I would use that. Just make sure you squeeze it out well. I'm going to go and do a few more now. I am not going to make you watch it all. I will show you once I've done a few more what the next step is. Hey, okay, how have we gone? We still have this many, but it's enough for now. Over here are all my brushes that I have washed and I have brushed out. Some of them you will see probably looking, whoops, some of them you'll see are probably looking a bit worse for wear in that. Look at it. So this is where the most important part comes in that we want to look after our brushes for a long time. Like, look at it. If we let that dry naturally, because I like to do this to help dry them and make it quicker. As I mentioned before, like, that's going to dry terribly. As I mentioned before, you can get these off eBay, Amazon. You can come with your brushes, slip it straight over. It reshapes, it holds the bristles. This is just a towel that is rolled so that it's got a little bit of height at one end, and you place it with the barrel end of the brush up there and the bristles down below. I do this with every single brush, even something like this that pretty much holds its shape. It's just ensuring that it's looked after the best it can be. And did anyone else my vintage just hear Gilletting their mind then? So we might speed through a bit of this. I mean, look at that. That's going to look terrible if we let that dry naturally. If you have this issue with your brushes, do this, thank me later. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky, you would imagine. Just making sure I'm drying that off as much as I can. Double-ended brush. Obviously this is the bigger end, this is the smaller end. So you have to stretch it out a bit. Push it straight through, then back down. You can see these have stretched out because, again, same as this, stretch it out and over, then slip it back down that way. These are the ones that will dry flat. You just have to remember that. Okay, so as you can see from this, this is all out to dry. This towel is rolled quite thick so that, let's just get the angle. You can see the angle that they are at. I have done that, and these are the double-ended ones that will lay flat to dry. But Eyeshadow brushes can be stacked on top of each other just because they're so thin, but the thicker brushes we like to keep a bit further apart and staggered so that the air can circulate. Put them somewhere warm, dry. This is in our lounge room because our lounge room is very, very warm, and it's got a window that angles onto it as well as the heat pump, well, reverse cycle air conditioner for those on the mainland. Helps dry them out pretty quickly. If you have in somewhere where it is very sunny, go stick them outside on your outdoor setting, which is certainly what I do in winter, in summer, not winter. That's it. Okay, so that was pretty basic. I've still got a lot to do, as you can see. But SARD, I'll list everything down below. Those sleeves are the most important that you can get from eBay, Amazon. You get them with your brushes. Don't just throw them away. They will make your brushes last for years and years and years and keep the shape and make them not look like a little troll doll keychain. SARD Wonder Soap, perfect, simple. Cooking oil. I mean, that was a home brand cooking oil. And then lastly, what I do before I use them, once they've been in there, obviously I put them into a box ready to pull out to be used. And then as I take all the sleeves off, I give them a spray of isocol alcohol antiseptic, and they're good to go. So, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends, come along, hang out. I'm going to go have a nap. See ya.